Hey everybody, Elgin here, and look, it's a nice day outside. The wind is kind of heavy, but I'm outside right now, and I'm in my own space, so I don't need a mask. Because if I wasn't, I'd have one on. But I've discussed this before, and I was talking about this a lot in 2019, and with everything that's gone on, it's kind of fallen off of the plate a little bit. But I really want to bring this back to the table, is the importance of deciding how you are going to transition your property on, and ways to protect your property that in real estate that you own. And what I'm meaning by that is this: is how many of you have heard basically, or know, or someone's told you that as long as you have a will, and when you pass on and all of that, your real estate will be handled by what's a part of your will. And if that's your understanding, that is 125,000 quadrillion percent wrong. Okay, it's wrong, it's incorrect. So I'm not talking about your other assets or anything like that, but you need to establish something else with your real estate. Now, the easiest thing, and what we're just going to talk about today, is you need to have your property in a trust. So I don't care if, like in my case, when my parents passed and I don't have any siblings. If there was not a trust, that property would have still had to go through probate, even though there was nobody but me. That's the way it works. So we can, Elgin Walker, you, whomever else, can pass on, and obviously when we die, right? But Elgin Walker's trust, Elgin Walker's estate, lives on past Elgin Walker. So if you've seen some of the people you may have perceived as well off, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, and all that, you name them, and you wonder how their wealth and how this stuff extends on past their deaths, their passings. Well, it's through a trust. And I also want to tell you that when you pass on, one of the things you don't want, in my opinion, and I've seen this even from families and people that I know, what you don't want is for the people that are remaining here, your children, siblings, whatever, to not only have to adjust to mourning that you're no longer here, but now they're working on cleaning up your affairs. And one of the messiest things that I have seen is the real estate. Because, unfortunately, dollars and things like that get involved, people's feelings get involved, and I've seen some very ugly things, even from loving families, because there was no direction as to what was to happen to that property once the parents, the owners, transitioned. So you're going to want to get your property into a trust, and you can update that trust along the way. I mean, you can do things like put your home in a trust and have you and your spouse or whatever as be the controllers, the executors of that trust, until one of you transition or both of you transition, and then you name someone that is an executor. That executor will follow the exact instructions of what you have in the trust. It'll put into the trust for if the house property is to be sold, what percentage people get, everything. You want to spell that out, because once you're gone, no one can ask you anything, right? And you don't want people getting into their feelings. You want to make sure that, unfortunately, you're no longer here, and the people that are going to mourn you and love you and think about you, you don't want them entangled in a legal mess, especially over some real estate that can be easily handled. Now, you can, depending upon your circumstances, you can do your trust on your own, basically. You can do it through LegalZ, or I forgot what it's called now. You know what I'm talking about. The legals, whatever. You can do it online yourself. I do not necessarily suggest that you do that. A lot of that just kind of depends upon what your particular circumstances are. It does not have to be something that's majorly expensive. But one thing I will tell you, it's much more expensive to have your property go through probate than it is to pay for a trust. A lot more. And that's more responsibility, cost, etc., that's going to fall on the people that you love once you're gone, whereas it can be resolved now. So if you have any questions, anything specifically, we can talk more about the trust, the entity of the trust, and hopefully I've at least implored you to think of why you need a trust, and you get it taken care of right away. Because none of us knows when our time is coming or when our clock will be punched, right? Remember, no matter what you're going through in life, it's just a temporary condition. Things change. And it truly is a great life. God bless you now.